Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's C-Tron13 here, and I just want to make a video for you guys. Actually, let me get all the other things too. Um, and I want to talk today about watch phones because I'm just sick and tired of looking up on YouTube and typing in stuff, like watch phone review or whatever, just to see what's out there in the market and seeing the same damn videos over and over again. And the best one of my favorite model, which happens to be the GD910 from CECT, which is actually the same model number as the LG phone. They copied that because it is very thin. I'll talk about this in a minute. Um, I just don't like how they portray, or how they're the same videos over and over again, and especially in the case of the GD910, where it's just some Russian guy, you can't understand what he's saying, and he's like, "Oh, he's good," and I'm like, "All right, really?" Because, um, I mean, I go over to China, every now and then, and I pick these things up. And I go, and it's nice because if you go there, you can really examine the product, see if it's good, and make sure you're getting a working model and all that stuff. So they're not gonna rip you off. But you got to know what you're doing. But that's where I got these. I didn't order any of these online. Well, actually, that's a lie. This one I did order online. It's a Steel Watch phone. But let me get into it. All right. There's just three phones here we're gonna be talking about. Two are in the boxes. One I'm actually using right now. Um, ever since my phone got cracked, I'm still waiting for the part I really need. It should be here soon. I'm gonna fix that up. But until I can fix my cracked iPhone 4, I don't want to put this messed up glass next to my ear and risk getting some embedded glass in my face. So I just use my watch phone, and it's been working great. This watch phone, let's take a look at what comes in the box. We'll make this quicker, and we're not gonna spend too much time for me talking because I know you guys want to see it. Now, this model of watch phone is called the GD910, and you see that a lot of details in Chinese in the back, but you can tell it's a quad band phone. It has WAP, email, GPRS, SMS, MMS, and if you have a watch phone or any Chinese phone, especially a watch phone, and you couldn't get the internet to work on it, you couldn't get the WAP to work, there was this great dude on YouTube who has a video called like how to make how to get the internet to work on like fake iPhone clones or iPhone clone China, iPhone, my phone. He lists like 10,000 models, and he just goes on and on. But basically, look that up. How to get internet on iPhone clone, and he'll run through the whole thing for like both Sprint, AT&T, and like another carrier. So it's pretty easy. Just follow the video and you can do it. Now, I can't say the internet is the most amazing thing on here, but it's nice to have, considering it's on your wrist. Having the internet on your wrist is very nice, as well as a lot of other features. Again, it would be nice if the watch was edged, but you know how much that would cost. I mean, the technology's not quite there yet for affordable consumer markets. If you want, I mean, the LG phone, they charge 99, well, was it $9,000 or something like that? Was it? No, I'm sorry, not a 9,000, 1,000 maybe. But either way, the point is it's expensive, ridiculously expensive. It's like $999, right? And they don't even sell it anymore. And they're charging that just because of the novelty. You couldn't even go on WAP. You can't even use internet on that. And I think it's because they want to have that nice finished product. But some of us want to have the nice features of this. And honestly, I don't know about you, but I love Apple, and I have all kinds of Apple products. I'm filming this on a MacBook Air, but sometimes I do get tired of Apple's portable products. Not because I don't like them. I think they work great, and I have all the portable products. I got an iPhone 4, I got an iPad, I got iPod, I got the original iPod, I got everything. The thing is, I like stuff to not work sometimes, and or not work perfectly. And those little imperfections is what makes these really cheap and affordable electronics really interesting. So here's what we got. We got the earphones. These are decent earphones. Definitely no bass whatsoever though. But the trebles come out okay. The mids are alright. And this is the proprietary port, which is another thing about this. This utilizes a proprietary USB thingamajig, which is good, and actually no, there's nothing good about it. It's very bad. Basically, once this cable messes up, you gotta go find another one online, and good luck with that. Luckily, if I go to China again, I might be able to go through one of those humongous cable markets. They have these huge markets with computer parts, and just show them the cable, and hopefully they'll find one. Now it comes with a US style charger with the USB, and it's a standard 500 milliamp hour, milliamp, not hour, milliamp output. So it's nothing special. I'd recommend for faster charging you utilize the Apple little cube charger, if you know what I'm talking about. The ones that are made for the iPhone look like this. Those charge faster at 1 amp. And then you just get another battery, which I actually have in my pocket. It's nice to always have a backup. And so it comes with 2 batteries, and this is another one. This one I actually opened up because the case was a little loose, so I thought I'd pry it off and re-glue it down. It is glued together. There's 2 pieces, this bottom part and this shiny black piece, the shiny top piece. And the battery cell is extremely small. The cell inside is probably about that large, and it's hooked up to a very simple circuit board, which just brings the contact point to this side of the battery pack. Now, the battery, I have to say, the battery life with both battery packs, if you were to run at half brightness, which is the default, you can get about, you can easily get through a day, I'd say, with 2 batteries. You can't, however, get through if you have full brightness or you're making extensive calls. If you're making simple calls that don't last more than 5 minutes, and you make, like, let's say 10 calls a day, that's 50 minutes total calling time, and you send like 20 texts or so a day, and even at that rate, you should be fine with 2 batteries. You most likely could even make it with 1. It'd be a stretch, it'd be risky, but having a second in your pocket, just pop on the new battery, you're good to go. Plus, because this phone has what's called a hot swapping battery inside, this means that the phone will stay on for a brief period, even if I pop this battery out. Because it has a brief internal battery, I can take it out and put a new one in without worrying about the phone shutting off, which is very nice. Although, you know, that battery will never be able to be replaced, but since it's always kind of in a full charge state, there shouldn't be an issue with that battery being cycled too much. Now, the instruction manual is a little weird. There's some certain things that they talk about, trying to tell you about features it doesn't have. Like, I was looking for the timer feature that they talk about in here. There is no timer on this watch. I have gone through every single menu option possible. So it looks like this is one of their generic manuals, even though it has a picture of this model on the back. I feel like this is the generic model for a lot of their different watch phones. Sorry guys, this video is getting a little too long. But basically, let me shut off the phone real quick. It's important you shut off the phone if you want to swap out the SIM card. It's very easy to swap out the SIM card on this model. I'll show you how. So all you got to do is go underneath the phone, and again, this is talking about the Russian guy in that big box store video. He does not show you how he actually does it. He kind of just sticks his big fingers underneath here and does some funky stuff. I'm going to show you, all right? So if I expose it to the light, you see that one thing right there? That is where you put your fingernail. You put your fingernail in there. I'll do it so that you can see it. With your fingernail in there, find the hole. Sorry, I'm having trouble finding it. There we go. Found the hole, and then you just push forward, and you'll see the battery kind of just pops out. So it's kind of, after further examination of the battery, it's a little bit of a kind of a basically like a friction fit of the battery, and it's a very good, well-working friction fit. All the polymer that is made up of the frame of the watch and the battery case seem to be very high-quality polymers, so they don't seem to wear down easily. So this friction fit shouldn't fall apart, over time. Now, once you have the battery out, if you look in there, it looks like where do I put anything? Well, actually, what you do is a SIM tray, and you just stick your fingernail in there. Again, there's this tab right here. Stick your fingernail, and then push down slightly because you have to stay in the hole, and pull forward, and then hold on, and then grab it. Once you have it out enough, you can grab it. It's a little hard. Once you grab it, there out comes the SIM. Now I have a micro SIM for my iPhone 4 and a SIM adapter, which I'll talk about in another video. But basically, there's actually nothing to talk about. Let's just tell you right now. It's a regular SIM card shaped thing, and it has a hole for a micro SIM. So I put the micro SIM in there. Bam, AT&T. All right, iPhone 4. Now I can use this in this this watch phone. Now this watch phone also has a micro SD card reader. So let's go over that. Once you put the SIM card back in, you can see to the left of the micro SIM, or in your case to the right, there's this little thing. It's very hard to see on camera. Here, I'll pop out the SD. Now you can see it. Now you can see the SD is kind of hanging out right there. And then the best way to do it from this point on is kind of hit the phone. It'll just pop out. Don't try to like stick your finger up in there to get it out because it's real hard. And it's not very effective. Now, it takes, I'm not sure what the max is. I have 4 gigs here. I've heard you can go up to 8. You should check the manual for that. I don't remember exactly, unfortunately. But anyway, the way it goes in upside down, so that's what makes it hard to get out, because you can't get your hand on that little ridge on the SD card. But yeah, so you can put music and stuff on there. And if you I thought I'd show you just to the left of, or to the left of the battery port is the camera. So that's where the camera is. Obviously no flash. And then the last physical thing we're gonna go over is a stylus, which is right here. So it's pretty. It's not gonna fall out. It's nice. It's a nice fit, and the stylus is a pretty nice length considering. I just use my finger usually, or just use the keypad because this phone does have a very nice keypad for being a watch. And virtually everything can be done on the keypad. So that's watch number 1. I think I'm going to run out of time, but if I do, there's going to be a part 2, so don't worry. And then in the final, I guess if there's going to be a part 3, then we're going to go over the actual innards, the operating system of each model. So the next model we're going to talk about is one that's been around for a while, apparently since 2004. And this is the, I believe, the N88 model. It doesn't say here, but online that's what it's always portrayed as. And there's some specs on the box. But basically it's some kind of like leatherish, faux leather box. And this is the watch. Now this watch is, there you go, that's the watch apparently. Now I like the watch design because the band is separate, so you can kind of just, I think though, because if you look how thick that phone is and the way the band is designed, practically speaking, it's not very practical, if you know what I'm saying. I'll pop on it on the watch band, and sometimes it'll stick, sometimes it won't. And you can see that this is humongous, alright? And if I put this on my wrist right now, which I'll do, which also, by the way, is ridiculously hard because of the, well, it's not ridiculously hard, but it's hard to get the thing through the hole, but once you get it going there, it's a very nice rubber band though. It's very soft and pliable, yet it's not going to move. It's very strong, and it doesn't seem like it's going to rip or anything. Now, you can see this is ridiculously thick, alright? And from another angle, you can see it's huge, alright? So as a result, this is going to be ridiculous to wear to anything. You can't get sleeves over it, whereas this you can, alright? This is like a Rolex, alright? I have a Rolex. It's about the same thickness. In fact, my Rolex might be a little bit thicker. It's a little more square edgy than the Rolex, but it's about the same thickness. There is no watch. I'm sorry, there is no watch this thick. If there is, I don't know how you wear it. It's really actually kind of ridiculous. The stylus though, the first when I got it, it was ridiculously loose and it kept falling out, so I put some clear tape around it, and then once I put the clear tape, it didn't fall out as much out of the hole. Functionality wise, this phone has pretty much the same features. Has a camera, has a loudspeaker, and it does not have a keypad though. The next 2 watches I'll be reviewing only have touch screens and a few side buttons, but no keypad. so everything's on screen, which is either a plus or a minus, because on the GD910, entering certain things without the